I'm back. All right, so Agatha All Along came out last night, 9 p.m. Eastern. It will run 9 episodes. This week, episode 1 and 2 came out, and then the last week, which will be October 30th, episode 8 and 9 will come out. So I'm just letting you know every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, it is out. So I'm gonna try to do a follow up on Thursdays, and if I can't get Thursdays in, I'll upload them on Saturdays because I just have more time to film and get it up. Anywho, I don't want to give away too much in terms of theories right now because I feel like, we're only 2 episodes in, so a lot of thoughts to process. If you do have theories, go ahead and put them down below. Like, what are your thoughts? Did you watch it? Are you liking it? Personally, I loved it. I've been waiting so long for this series to come out. I got psyched, and then I was like, dude, because my kid usually takes my computer. I was like, 9 p.m. You're gonna give me my laptop back, and I'm gonna watch this. So that's what we did. And of course, I found all the Easter eggs. I do what I do. I do what I do. Um, but I do have a ton of videos to film, so I'm coming back. I promise. I have a bunch prepped. It's been a mess. Let's just put it that way. Between getting a puppy in March and then constantly either injuring myself or my child's getting injured, dealing with other things, taking care of my elderly parents, the house. It's been a hot mess, and it's literally hot out, and it's September. So, if you follow me on TikTok under the same name, you'll see that I post way more. I do more book recommendations. Um, I will bring them here as well, so you're gonna see more of the TikTok version. Because I'm just gonna honestly like re-upload them. I will be doing some other things as well on here only. So this will be obviously my long form content. But go ahead and check me out there. I also have my website, which I'm rebuilding. It's under disneycoffeeandbooktalk.com, where I will have long form reviews of movies, TV shows, books, my writing, all that sort of thing. All right. Anyway, let's dive right into it because that's been a long intro. Um, Agatha, all along. So I did hear some commentary from people that felt like Catherine Hahn's acting at the very beginning as Agnes was kind of weird. That they were confused because of what was happening. It was glitching between, her being Agnes O'Connor, the detective, and then like little bits of pieces of Agatha coming. And it does get explained later into the episode, so I don't really want to give too much away, but it's going to end up happening. So if you want to scroll away because you haven't seen it, I get it. But basically, the spell that Scarlet had casted was continuing and it hadn't been broken yet. All right, that being said, I do want to say that the opening credits to Agatha All Along was giving True Blood vibes, with Sookie Stackhouse, the vampire, God, I can't even, my brain is all over the place right now. The vampire series that was on HBO 15 plus years ago. Now, it is a book series. You can find them if you have Audible. You can get all the books for free on Audible, by the way. Which maybe we'll do a deep dive on that. I don't know. We might. I do want to do more book to TV or movie comparisons. I have a few that I want to talk about, and we're going to annotate some books as well. So a few different things coming up. But of course, I'm still doing the Easter eggs. That'll be planned out. It'll just be extra videos on top of that. I really got to set myself up with a better schedule. My ADHD is going crazy. Anywho, so that's what it was giving, but it did say something that it was like inspired by WandaVision. I think it was like a joke off like a European version of WandaVision. I will say that because we know that Wanda's from Czech. So I should really look into that. That's one of the Easter eggs. But like I said, the vibe was really giving True Blood with the tape, oh my god, the crime scene tapes and the photos and the song choice a little bit. Although True Blood had more of a darker, like gross almost opening, right? With, if you guys haven't watched it, I don't want to give too much away, but they had like bloody animals and stuff. It was just yeah, like I love the show, but like that was my introduction to HBO, by the way. Like, okay, and I was like 17, 18 at the time, so yeah, that's telling you a lot. Anywho, it opened up that way, but then the ending credits, which I have a ton of Easter eggs, and I'm only going to do them for episode 1 unless the credit scene changes, just because why repeat it if it's in all the episodes, right? So it's going to be episode 1, where there were a ton of Easter eggs to the inspiration for WandaVision and Agatha Christie. Oh my god, why do I keep saying Agatha Christie? I'm sorry, not to Agatha Christie, to Agatha Harkness. I apologize. I'm a huge Agatha Christie fan. I did just get a couple more of her books, but that's not what I was talking about. To Agatha Harkness, and we're gonna be hopefully the series will be deep diving into the Salem 7. So if you've read the comics, you may know a little bit more ahead. I know a little bit, but I haven't read these comics, so I will be honest, I'm going to this fairly blind here. Anyway, let's just get right into episode 1. Episode 1, Seekest Thou the Road? So we start off with Agnes being a detective, and as we can see, she mentions the game Candy Crush, which is more modern. So we know we are, 22nd. We're modern, right? Like, it's pretty recent. And there's going to be more, like, modern technology. So we know we're, like, between 2020 and 2024. We also have in the background, it says Westview Police. So we know that we're still in Westview. Now, this picture of this woman, we still don't know who she truly is. But you can see her hands are like burned. And this is a flashback to WandaVision when we learned what happened to Agatha when she was burned at the stake for being a witch. So I think that's why she tends to freak out when she sees these, the hands and like how dark they are. So as I was saying, they put this in, it is based off the Danish version of WandaVision, and they made it into Agnes of Westview, so it's like a true, well, I would say like a mystery cop show, within the spell of WandaVision. However, like I was saying, is that the entirety of the intro was really giving true blood for me. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Now, I have not seen the Danish version of WandaVision. So if you are Danish and you have seen it, you let me know if that's true. I'm not denying what they're saying. I'm just saying that was also giving true blood for me. And again, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that's a true Easter egg. I'm just giving my opinion here. They are referencing dialogue and rhetoric, known history of learning, and such by Andrew Hugo. This is a very real book. It did come out in 2008. I did a little bit of research. Now, is it possible that the person that they're referencing, the person that was found in the creek as as Catherine Hahn, the actress used as Agnes here, very New England-ish term, were they using it to create a different realm, parallel, so that like dialogue and things change? We don't really know. And again, I don't want to give too much away as we go on, but this will keep coming into play. So I do want to make that note. Maybe we should read the book together. I don't know your thoughts and opinions. I don't really want to read it, but like if you guys have an interest, maybe we will. We'll see. So like I was saying in the intro, was that Agnes, aka Agatha, is very confused. We're not quite, we don't fully know that she's still under the spell at this point, but she's acting like weird. And I think that's why, like I said, I heard people not like her acting in at least the beginning part of this show. I think she did a terrific job because like she's coming out of this spell, she's coming out of this fog, and like she's confused, right? Like she's seeing things, but she's not seeing things. She doesn't understand what realm she's in. Now I will say, like, I'm a little confused because we're gonna see something happen at the end. Let me just continue on because to understand the full scope of what's happening. So in here, she is the detective. She's seeing Rio Vital, who's playing a like FBI, a federal agent. Like I said, they were giving, or I said this I think in episode, or when we enter episode 2. So I'm gonna say it again here before we get there. This whole interaction between Rio and Agatha was giving enemies to lovers, even from this point. Like it gets even darker, but I liked this energy. It was very sexual tension, right? Not for kids, but definitely giving that tension. And I definitely wanted some more background on that. Just saying. Then we see a glimpse of Nicholas Scratch's room in Agatha's house. Now, I will say it's not uncommon for people that lose a child, especially, to keep their room the same, right? Now, we don't know what happened to Nicholas Scratch, right? We don't know the age or anything, and hopefully throughout the series we'll find out more. But I do want to note that I love this wallpaper, and I kind of want it for my library. So that's more of a note for me than you guys, but, you know, clearly this room is triggering or has part of trauma for her because we'll see this room again. So, like I said, Agatha makes mention of modern things like TikTok. We have Edward Scissorhands, which is a movie. So clearly we're still in like our modern realm. Just like the victim, Teen here, because he doesn't have a name as of yet, has those dark fingers from like being a witch, right? And that is triggering to Agatha, aka Agnes, right at this moment. And she's trying to pin the murder on him and try to show pictures, but the pictures end up being of WandaVision's yard, or what was WandaVision's yard. Oh my god, I cannot speak. And he's like, no, it's flowers. And then she was trying to look through the one-way mirror towards Rio, thinking she was there, but she was really just looking at this painting, which is of the Salem times, and Teen makes note of that. Like he does a spell, and it's because of him we find out that he breaks the spell that Scarlet Witch has casted on Agatha. Now, as we see, the toe tag is really a library card, and it's very interesting that it starts out blank, and then it has WandaVision's name. And as the spell is breaking, then comes Agatha's name. So, are these the date that they died? Like, or are they their birthdays? Like, what's going on here that these dates are significant, right? And it's going backwards. So, what is up with that too? Like, we need more information here. Before Agatha's name comes onto the card, Rio here talks about the dark hold and how it was lost with Wanda, and she ends up helping Agnes, aka Agatha, break out and become herself, and continue to break out of the curse with, obviously, like I said earlier, Teen to dispel. So here we see she's fully woken up, completely in the nude, in her birthday suit, and she comes out, and everyone's like, you gotta cover up, girl. First of all, I usually don't comment on celebrities' bodies, but Catherine Hahn looks flawless with clothes on and without clothes. So just want to say, I doubt she's watching, but you look fabulous, okay? Don't change. Love you. Do you. You are fantastic. Keep doing you. Second of all, it's giving Lady Godiva vibes. That was my immediate thought, the way that she was covering. And if you know the mythology of Lady Godiva, she is the lady with she's like naked riding on a horse, and she has long hair covering her body. So that's the vibe that I immediately thought of. And in this scene where she's like, we understand it's 3 days from the event of Wanda, and nobody really wants to talk about Wanda. So then it ends with Rio being the Green Witch, or the Witch Assassin, as I'm going to call her. And then we go into the song "The Season of the Witch," which plays throughout the credits here. And then we're going to pick up with Rio again in that spot. But as you can see, in the credit scenes, we have Bewitched, we have Snow White, and the Evil Witch, we have the Wizard of Oz, we have the Simpsons, we have the Craft, we have all these different, and I didn't even take a lot of photos, Easter eggs. We have all these different Easter eggs to witches in modern times and how it's shaped us. And it ends off with the tarot card of the, I want to say it's the Magician, before ending completely. So, is that significant? It's interesting. I loved how that they played in with other movies, The Simpsons, like I said, other inspirations. So, we'll see where this goes. As you notice, I'm doing this a little bit differently than the other series that I've done. I'm kind of inserting myself a little bit here. So in this episode 2, and I could just wait to do the whole series, but I don't feel like it. There were some really interesting developments. And I do want to say that by the way, I was loving it, but the dynamic between Rio Vital, who is the assassin, and Agatha was giving enemies to lovers, sapphic romance. Now, maybe it's because I'm a book talker and like I love reading and I love that kind of vibe, and we got the witchy, and I'm a big supporter of the LGBTQ. I don't know. I could see it going somewhere. Like, if you have book recommendations off that vibe, give them to me. I'm going to also post that on TikTok, by the way. But for that to happen, and then to have Teen have a vital role, and then see more witches, and then the Salem 7, which we really do need to dive into, that would be fantastic. Now, we also know between episode 1 and episode 2, we know that we are still in Westview, but we are 3 days from the event where WandaVision left off, right? But with the way that sorry guys, with the way that Multiverse of Madness played out with the Darkhold, and then the leading of the movie The Marvels with what do you call it, the different, not just the different species, but the different worlds, right? Like Proton, aka Marie Rambeau, ended up in a different dimension where her mom is still alive, and like it was very confusing. Anyway, so could there be possibilities that there's a reason that Scarlet's what do you call it, spell continued on even though she died? Now, there have been theories with astral projection. I had theories of, there's another powerful witch on a different plane, or a zombie version, because we did see a little bit of the zombie version we saw a zombie version of Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness, and we know that there are zombies coming into the future, like the what ifs and all that. So it would be interesting, which is why I'm kind of holding off on the full theory. There's also a theory that Nicholas Scratch, two theories on Nicholas Scratch. One, he's not really her child, and two, if he's still alive, it could possibly be the bunny, or he could be stuck on the road. Those are two possibilities. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, let's dive right into the Easter eggs. So episode 2 is called Circle Stone with Fate, Unlock Thy Hidden Gate, as you can see. And so like I was saying in episode 1, we're starting off with the Rio Agatha fight, and we learned that Teen was not... So Agatha was not really Agnes. She wasn't really a detective. She really just kidnapped, and she's like, oh, oops, I kidnapped you. And Teen here brought up the road, the witch's road, and ends up convincing Agatha to go down the road to get her powers back. So as I mentioned in episode 1, Teen broke the Scarlet Witch's curse on Agatha, and she makes note, well, you must be really powerful if that's the case. So who really is Teen? Is he Nicholas Scratch, which are some theories, or, is he a descendant of one of the Salem witches? We know, we've heard from himself in this episode that he does a lot of research. He's very knowledgeable, very resourceful, but he clearly has magic. So what is going on? I also want to note that Catherine Hahn, who plays Agatha, looks fabulous in this outfit. I kind of want to try it out. I think it looks adorable. Love the hat, love the hairstyle. It's very down to earth, but also very witchy at the same time. What are your thoughts? Here we see that this, like I said, it was after the WandaVision chaos, right? The house blew up, the house is gone. She's called an evil witch, which again links back to the Wizard of Oz and Snow White, so it makes sense, but Agatha makes note that she hates her, right? Like, okay, we know that Wanda is supposed to be gone, right? As we saw in episode 1, she was the victim, supposedly. Now, in order to open up thy road, she needs a coven, and so she was given this list of witches, and they end up getting together. But as she was visiting one of these witches, Jennifer, she says this line: "The Sisterhood of the Traveling Kegels." Now, if you don't know what Kegels are and you are underage, don't look it up. If you are of age, maybe you remember the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. That was the joke. That was the Easter egg. I would never want to do that with Kegels, by the way. Like, ew, 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 ew. No, thank you. Like, let's not do that. But it was a cute Easter egg, sort of. A weird reference. Yeah, anyway. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. If you are now seeing me here, please go ahead and comment anything that you'd like me to know. I can note it in the next episode. What your thoughts and opinions were. Did you like the show? Who are you vibing with? Any theories? We can talk about that. If you don't mind doing me a favor, if you see this, go ahead and give me a like, a subscribe, hit that notification button so you guys can be notified. Like I said, I'm coming back with a vengeance. It is Revenge of the Witch, as Agatha all along says on the poster. Anyway, I am here for spooky season. You guys know I love to be doing like a spooktacular thing. I'm going to try to keep it as Halloweenish themed as possible, but I'm definitely going to be throwing in some other things if I can't. Like I got a lot to do. I got a lot to catch up on. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys, and if you want more book recommendations, they're coming. You can also support me on, like I said, my website, samename.com, as well as on TikTok under the same name. I'm also on Instagram, but I'll be honest, I don't post as much. I really should be. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.